about the Maintenance Management Professional Program. We're quite excited to have you here to share a bit more about the program information and delve into more details. So with that said, we can jump into some introductions. So my name is Sophie. I have been working at Humber for over 6 years now. I am the key contact for the Maintenance Management Professional Program. So that includes everything from providing program information all the way to registration and coordinating corporate training opportunities. But at the end of the day, my goal is always to help support learners, possibly like yourself, to move through the program and have a good learning experience with us at Humber. So with that said, I'll pass it over to Nicole to introduce herself as well.
Thanks, Sophie. I'm Nicole Gian. I'm the education manager at PEMAC, and I have the wonderful experience of being able to liaison with Sophie and her team at Humber, delivering the program that we're going to talk about today. So look forward to connecting with all of you throughout the presentation and beyond. I'll pass it over to Saeed to introduce himself.
Thank you, Nicole. My name is Sayed, and I have been in the industry for 30 years, currently working with Cascades as maintenance manager. I'm also a certified maintenance management professional, and I will share my experience and knowledge about this very great, very strong certification, which is highly in demand in the industry.
All right. Thank you, Nicole and Saeed. So today we're going to delve into a bit more detail about Humber, PEMAC, the program, so what it entails, who it's for, and how you can leverage it to excel within your career and strengthen what you already do within the field. And afterwards, we'd like to delve into a bit more about current offerings at Humber, how you can get started, funding opportunities, and of course, there will be time at the end for any questions that you might have. So, throughout the presentation, if you have any questions, feel free to enter them into the chat, and we'd be happy to address them at the end. Okay, so a bit more about Humber. Humber is the largest polytechnic in Canada. Now, these are just some quick facts about Humber in general as an institution, but I'd like to direct your attention just to the lower right corner here. So the Maintenance Management Professional Program falls under the Continuous Professional Learning umbrella at Humber. So up to date, we have supported over 19,000 learners, and that includes both domestic learners as well as international learners within that bunch. So that just shows that at Humber, we have the infrastructure, we have the support staff, and we have services to support these learners throughout the program for them to be successful both within and beyond. Now, when it comes to the Maintenance Management Professional Program, we work very closely with PEMAC to ensure that the curriculum is up to date, it's responsive to changing industries and updates within the field, as well as making sure that you have a quality experience throughout the program and beyond. So with that said, I'll pass it over to Nicole to share a bit more about PEMAC.
Thanks, Sophie. Thanks for sharing that. I'll share a little bit about PEMAC then as well, if you don't know who we are. We are a Canadian nonprofit association and enabling excellence, maintenance, reliability, and asset management through many ways, including the applied learning that we're going to talk about today in a little bit more depth. So we're really excited to have you here. We are a member-based organization that has members across all industries, both sectors, and quite a variety of industries, some represented here. You do not need to be a member to participate in the program, but certainly there is an opportunity for a complimentary one-year membership when you do participate in any of the PEMAC courses, including the MMP program. There are many ways to connect, learn, and contribute through PEMAC, lots of activity through our local chapter initiatives. If you happen to be in the Humber region near Ontario, there's a very active GTA chapter, but there are chapters across the country doing lots of variety of networking and professional development activities. We also host a monthly Lunch and Learn series on a variety of topics. So for an hour, you can get some in-depth learning and across a variety of topics. So you don't have to be a member to participate in any of those activities, but certainly is incentive to get involved and learn a little bit more in networking with your professional peers. We do have a shared learning library that's accessible to members, as well as volunteer opportunities to give back. And within our volunteering program, we also have a very appreciated mentorship program. We've run now for two pilots of that program that very well received. So there's certainly an opportunity to get involved there. PEMAC is not only doing local events, but we also host a national conference once a year called Main Train. This year's conference will be in Montreal, but it happens every fall for a great conference. Usually it's over 300 to 400 delegates. We have over 40 presentations, a lot of opportunity for networking and engaging in our exhibitor hall as well. So you can learn more about our conference. Registration is open. There's a discount if you register early as well. So we encourage you to take a look at that if you're in and around that area, or you want to come and check out Montreal. I think Sophie's going to join us this year. So I'll be there. You'll get to meet us in person. So look forward to connecting with everybody. This is just a snapshot of all the education opportunities available at Humber through PEMAC. And we do have a new program we're working on as well, a shutdown turnaround professional management certification program. Humber and PEMAC will be engaging in a information session later this month on that brand new program that's about to launch. So we invite you to learn more. Today, we are going to learn more about the Maintenance Management Professional Certification Program, and Zaid is going to share a little bit more about the MMP program and how that can benefit you and your organization. So I'll pass that over to you, Zaid.
Thank you very much, guys. As you have already seen, that Humber, a great institute, and the PEMAC, another great institute, both have come together and collaborated to provide you a very great and very good, very strong certification called Maintenance Management Professional. People who are already in this field, we call this maintenance and reliability professionalism. They probably know that how demanding this field is, and this is not very easy to excel in the industry without due competence and due knowledge of this trade and the management field. Maintenance management professional provides you all the tools and competence that will play a very vital role in your career progression. Let's see what maintenance management professional provides you. The first thing first, we are in our field, we are working there, and everyone basically wants to progress in their career. Right? No one wants to be stagnant in their position. Everyone wants to excel, they try to grab a good leadership position. However, that requires lots of knowledge and skills and competence. Without that, probably it is very, very hard to move further. What maintenance management professional certification gives you is the confidence. And the confidence comes from the academic knowledge, not only the academic knowledge, but the experience which is being shared by the instructors and the participants of the class. It's a very interactive mode of learning. We all come together and we learn from each other. So the confidence is multiplied by many factors. So we not only deal with the academic knowledge, but we also deal with the industrial experience there as well. And this is how we improve ourselves. Maintenance management is not only the maintenance, but this is a continuously improving path, not only in the industry, which gives benefit to your employer, but it improves ourselves as well. We improve ourselves in order to progress in our career. This certification nowadays, as I observe this and I keep an eye on the industry, this is highly in demand nowadays. And that really gives the confidence to the employer as well. When we apply for this management or the leadership position, and we present ourselves as a certified maintenance management professional, employer already knows that the person is coming on board with full confidence and competence. So we already get the advantage, and we move on and we jump the line basically. Recognition of this designation is global. It's not only in Canada. Wherever you go with the certification, you go with with the distinguished recognition factor. When we present this MMP certification, you basically present yourself as a competent maintenance manager and professional. That's being said, obviously that takes some investment as well, right? You will pay your fee, but that will be recovered pretty fast by moving in your career very fast. You understand? So it's basically escalate. I'm sorry, basically escalate your career in your industrial field. When we go to the employer, what it brings to the employer, the very important point is to speak the same language. Maintenance management is one of the fields that deals with so many business functions at the same time. It's not only the maintenance management. The HR manager, they deal with HR only. The finance manager, they deal with finance only. But the maintenance manager is the person who deals with all those business functions at the same times. So it is extremely important to speak the same language, to understand the same language, to use the same terminology, and we understand and we interpret the same. So when maintenance manager speaks to a HR manager, they speak the same language. When maintenance manager talks to the finance manager, they speak the same language. And this is how we collaborate effectively, and we become a good performing, effective team. At the same time, maintenance and reliability management, because this is a core competence, right? This is our area, this is our bread and butter. So we improve ourselves in the field of maintenance reliability field. And maintenance management professionals provides you all the tools and competence to excel in this field. We understand what maintenance is, we understand what reliability is, what's the difference, how they both come together, and we built a program which gives benefit to the employer. How to realize value from the assets. We are the one who assure, and we are the one who build the capacity in the plants. How that investment, which is coming from the employer, comes back quickly in their own pocket. And this is where the ROI comes into the play, and we deal with the finance. There are big area which deals with finance, which is basically dealt in module 4, financial management. We'll deal in due details when you read this module. Most importantly, we create a standard across the industry, and we follow the same standard as well. So when we apply that maintenance management professional standards and regulations and guidelines, basically we are competing ourselves with any other industry in the city and in the globe. So we are basically joining a bigger team, and we present ourselves as a good competitor by building those programs and standards. Next slide. Who wants to do that? How this maintenance management professional certification is beneficial to people? Who are the target audience? The answer is everyone. If you look at this, the spectrum is pretty big. It benefits right from the maintenance technician level all the way to the VP directors of maintenance management, because everyone needs to understand that language, because everyone has to have this competence. Maintenance technicians have to understand what reliability is. If the maintenance manager has decided a specific maintenance tactic or a strategy, the technician should understand why that was designed and built and decided for, in order to be on the same page. So maintenance technicians, maintenance engineers, maintenance reliability engineers, maintenance managers, everyone needs this competence across the board. And maintenance management professional is the only certification at the time of speaking which provides all those tools and knowledge. There are different portions of this certification which gives you a specific knowledge and competence in a specific area or the portion of maintenance management. We'll see this in a minute. Next slide. There are 8 modules of the maintenance management professionals. We start from module 1. Obviously, we always start from 1. So maintenance integrated strategy for maintenance management professional is basically a foundational course, which is comparatively shorter than other modules, 5-week course. It basically sets up the stage for the next modules. There are 8 different modules, and every module deals with a specific area of business function. However, the first module is just to set up this stage. As we said, different people will come together and they will try to understand and excel in maintenance management field. Everyone will come with different level of knowledge and competence and different level of understanding. So before we move on to module 2, we have to set up the tone. We have to set up the baseline so everyone understands the same thing and they interpret the information the same way. So integrated strategy is a basic module which sets up this stage for next modules. The second module we will get into is the production operation management. And probably you understand, or probably you will agree, as maintenance management professional, our first and foremost customer is operations, basically. We belong to a service department, right? So we serve someone, and that someone is usually in manufacturing environment is the production or operation. We really need to understand how does production operation management works. We really have to understand what are their challenges. How does their day look like? When we see people sitting around a table in a nice air-conditioned room, we usually think, oh, these people are sitting there enjoying in an air-conditioned room, and we are busting ourselves on the production floor without any air conditioning. But we need to understand they are going through a tough time. They are making critical decisions. And this is why the production operation management has been included in maintenance management, so we understand how they work. And if we work and we understand together, then we will be able to in a better position to help them to step forward and say, guys, I understand you guys are really going through a tough time. I understand the OEE is down. I understand the availability was not very great last week. How can I help? If we don't understand their problem, we won't be able to help them. What do we do in operation management? We look at the strategy, we look at the vision, we look at the mission of the organization. We become the employer, actually. We know how to create a competitive advantage, how to create a product which is an order winner, how to reduce the cost of manufacturing, which is a generic competitive advantage. If we understand those things and we speak the same language as they speak, we will be able to help them in an effective way. The third module, we move on once we achieve that level and we understand how production moves. We deal with human resource management. And human resource management is extremely important because we, through MMP certification, we are creating leaders. We are not only creating a person with great trade skills, we are creating leaders, managers. And when we talk about the leadership, we are dealing with the people. Any maintenance manager will probably have a team of 30, 35, 50 trade people, supervisors, planners, schedulers. We have to deal with them. And every person is different, you know, right? So we have to understand how people behave when in their individual capacity and how do they behave when they are performing as a team member. What are their challenges? What can we do? What can we not do legally? Where are the legal restrictions? when can we cross the line and when we cannot? How to hire trade people or people in maintenance reliability. We learn all those things in that specific model, which gives us awesome skills to deal with people. The next module will be financial module. Maintenance managers, they deal with finance every day, whether this is an operational expense or this is a capital expense, regardless, but we deal with money every day. And in a manufacturing environment, probably maintenance manager will be the one who spends the most. And we are spending the money, so we have to spend the money wisely with full worth. And we have to understand how this money will bring benefits back to us. If we are investing in a capital project, what will be the ROI? How quickly I can recover this money? What will be the payback period? How this expense will be recorded in financial book? What is accounting depreciation? What is mechanical depreciation? How they do both talk to each other? How they are integrated? There's tons of knowledge behind financial module, which has to be integrated with our module 5, which is maintenance strategy development. This is where our core skills come up. We bring a real talent here. We decide what to do, we decide what not to do. Are we allocating the resources to the right equipment? Is the equipment really worth those efforts and money? How to do a criticality assessment of the asset, whether this asset is critical from environmental perspective, whether this asset is critical from business perspective. We know, basically, as maintenance manager, we must know. And if you don't know, then enroll in maintenance management professional certification, you will know afterwards. Okay, that's very important to enroll yourself, okay? So we will decide which strategy we should go for a specific asset, whether we are going for predictive maintenance, are we going to implement some condition-based monitoring, or we decide to run to failure. Run to failure is also a strategy because the asset does not worth huge allocation of resources, whether this is in terms of man hours or financial resources. We will understand what the failure is, how those failure will impact the business, what will be the consequences. As maintenance managers, we say we do not control failure, we control consequence of this failure, how this failure is going to impact our business, and we are not going to let that failure happen and get a negative or severe impact to the business. This is our strategy, this is our competence. The next module is going to look at the work management processes. Yes, we have decided on a specific strategy. We have talked about the criticality analysis of the equipment. We have created and developed the flock structure. We know everything what is installed in there. We know their current reliability status. What to do now? We have to maintain. We have to maintain the baseline. Our job is not to drop that baseline at any given point of time. And if this happens, because things happen, we are not living in an ideal world. If this happens, we should be ready for this disaster. We should be able to recover this as soon as possible. And this is our skills. This is why employer hire us, right? And if we are not able to, then obviously the hiring cost of the employer is at risk. Maintenance management professional certification will give you all those competencies and knowledge that will not let your employer regret afterwards. There are different processes in maintenance work management, starting right from the identification of repair. Then it goes to planning and scheduling and the work assignment. Then finally it goes to the documentation and analysis. We should know and we should understand how the planning happens. There may be different planners working under you or different scheduler working under your control. If we do not understand what planning and scheduling, how shall we guide them? How shall we help them? It is extremely important to understand maintenance work management process. We call this 6-step process. Although we call this 6-step, but every step is a huge process by itself. And there are so many sub-processes under that big process. And we should understand how those processes are integrated, how do they talk to each other, how the work moves from one stage to another. Sixth or the 7th module will talk about the technology, the data acquisition. Yes, we have decided the strategy. Yes, we have to move. We are skilled in work management. But without data, nothing will work. In order to improve the situation on a manufacturing plant or even a service industry, we need data. We are maintenance manager professionals. We are not magicians. We need data to work on. How to acquire this data, how to acquire the right data is very, very important. And now if we have the data and we start working on the paper and pencils and calculator, obviously we are not going to survive in this highly technological world, right? We need a system which can compete with today's speed. And this is what we learn in maintenance management, maintenance information management. What is CMMS? What is EAP? What is ERP? What are the differences? What are the scopes? How did you talk to each other? What are different modules? And if the data has already been entered to those systems, how to analyze and interpret those data? We'll see what are the security of those information systems, because we have a big, huge bucket or the file system which has critical data in there, but we have to secure that as well, right? So information management, maintenance information management system will talk about the CMS. What are different characteristics? What are different modules of CMS? How they are integrated? How the work will flow from one module to another module within the information management system. Once we have learned all those things, we understand what production management is. We understand what HR management is. We understand financial and maintenance management and information system is. We are not going to let you go. We will test you and you will write a capstone project. And that capstone project will utilize all that skills that you have learned in previous 7 modules. That's the project will test your knowledge. That's the module which integrate everything together. We have done different pieces of knowledge and skills. Now this is the time to put all those pieces together and form a full picture. And I think we have PEMAC has a award for the Capstones project as well, right?
Yes, we do. For our MMP program, we have 2, a business and a technical award. Each year we award the top capstone projects.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very technical, and you can understand the importance of this capstone project that PEMAC is basically has come up with the idea of awarding people who have done the great capstone project. Once all those 8 modules are completed, and you look at this, they are in a very specific sequence, and that sequence is deliberate. This is not a coincidence. We started from the baseline, we built our foundation, and the first thing happens is the production. And then human resources. So that sequence or that order is a very insightful, I should say. A maintenance manager must understand all those business functions. Obviously, we are not producing operation managers. Obviously, we are not producing human resources managers, but maintenance manager, they understand everything. right? And I will move this with Nicole.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Said. And that's great transition to sort of into this detail is all of that information that I've had shared about each of the modules. I will say that they have been designed and are maintained by PEMAC subject matter experts, two of which we have on the call today. But Syed certainly has also provided all of our instructors and a number of subject matter experts contribute to all of the improvements of the curriculum. They are free from consulting services and product sales. We don't talk about a specific tool in any of our courses. We just talk the concept of the tools and that you're able to do, apply your knowledge to, and things that you're already using, etc. The content is also aligned with the bodies of knowledge of leading maintenance and management and asset management professional associations, many of which PEMAC members are contributing with as well on a global scale. The asset management landscape, for example, ISO standards updates. So we really are not just, utilizing best practices within Canada, but across the world in all of our curriculum. The instructors are practicing professionals like Saeed and like many of our others. They walk the talk and know what it means to be maintenance managers and leaders within their organization, and the things that you're dealing with from a day-to-day basis in those roles, and can share their experience with you as long as they teach. You'll also have a group of professionals within your within your course as well that you're learning from as well. That cross section of different industries and different roles, you learn just as much from the curriculum and the instructors as you do from your peers in the course. Enrollments, I mentioned earlier, in any of the PEMAC courses does qualify you for a complimentary 1-year PEMAC membership. So that certainly is a great initiative. It's a value of about $185 that you do earn just by enrolling in any of the courses. You'll learn more about that in any of your workbooks that you receive, or the information within the at pemac.org as well. The programs that Saeed has talked about, the courses, are delivered in English and in French. They are completed in a variety of schedules. So at Humber, for example, live online, I talked about module 1 being a 15-hour course over 5 weeks. That is a typical delivery. So 3-hour lesson once a week for 5 weeks for that first module. Although there are a variety of other delivery schedules that Humber does offer as well, for example, 2 days or even in between there. So watch for their schedules, and Sophie will talk a little bit more about that, about some of the compressed deliveries of some of these modules as well. Typically, the other modules are 30 hours long, and all of that detail that they walk through, and they are typically delivered as 3-hour lessons once a week over 10 weeks at Humber, with some other opportunities to learn in a more compressed way as well. So you'll see a little bit later some of the slides of those opportunities to learn in a more compressed way as well through Humber Polytechnic. So quite exciting. Altogether for the 8 modules, it's about 225 hours of classroom time. In addition to that, with homework in between lessons, there's reading and preparation of assignments, etc. So you can really understand that the level of investment of your time and the depth of knowledge that you'll be gaining with that investment of the time in those courses. Reasonably can take about 3 courses a year working full time. They are delivered, as Sophie has mentioned, through the continuing professional development departments and continuing education. So it's typically working professionals that are taking these courses, and that's how they're scheduled and delivered. Usually it takes about 2 years to complete those 8 courses altogether, just over 2 years. There is credit available through prior learning. If you've taken a similar course to one of the MMP modules, or you have that depth and breadth through your own experience, you can apply to PEMAC for some credit through our PLAR process. And then continue on with the remaining courses in that program. So certainly you can reach out to let us know about that, and we'll share more details. But if you've got some experience in some of those courses that Zaid talked about, some of those topics, then for sure, by all means, you can earn credit for the MMP module and then carry on with the others towards earning some recognition. So we'll talk quickly about some recognition here before we get into some scheduling and how you can get started, because I know you're all excited to get started in this learning. So you'll be learning and bringing all of that knowledge to your role in your organization as well, as I talked about at the beginning. Completion of all 8 modules will lead to the MMP certification and the rights to use the MMP designation after your name. You'll gather all your transcripts from Humber and you'll come to PEMAC and apply for that certification. To maintain the certification, there is a CPD element as well over 3 years. And we can definitely get in more of that. But what it means really is that this is a substantial value of your investment in learning in the MMP program, and it really is a high bar. And our PEMAC CPD program ensures that you can just stay abreast of the latest and changes and things years down the road as well. So you can just rest assured, you and employers, that MMP certification definitely has high standards. The other 2 certifications showed here on the screen, CTAM and CPAM, which is the Certified Technical Specialist in Asset Management, as well as the Certified Practitioner in Asset Management. Those are experience and education, so competency-based certifications. So this MMP program counts for the knowledge or education components of those 2 certifications, and together with your experience, you may qualify for one of these. So MMP signifies you've completed the education component, but we don't take into account your experience. There is no minimum amount of experience needed, but there is some experience needed for the CTAM and CPAM. So perhaps you're into your career and you can use your MMP education as the baseline of your knowledge together with your experience and consider one of these competency certifications. So I talked about a bit of some focused learning paths earlier on when he mentioned that some of the modules are specific to roles, and this is an example of that. So certainly you do gain a wealth of knowledge by going through all 8 modules and earn that MMP certification. This diagram shows, though, that sometimes depending on your role or your learning goals, that you may have a subset of the MMP modules that make more sense, at least to start with, in this manner. And so in that way, there is some recommendations on some of the modules to at least start with, or to complete if you want only in this way based on your role. So we also have a few certificate of achievements or micro credentials offered through Humber in this way. And so if you complete, for example, modules 1 and modules 5, you will be able to earn the maintenance strategy development certificate of achievement or micro credential. This really is geared towards reliability engineers, people that work in those type of roles that are specific to the maintenance strategy development and that RCM and those criticalities and pieces that Zaid talked about. And so if this is really something that you're not necessarily in a maintenance management role, but there is a subset of the courses like modules 1 and 5 that would certainly enhance your skills and allow you to do your job better, then there is some recognition for that focused path. Planners and schedulers and those in operations may focus more on modules 1 and 6, 6 being the maintenance work management certificate course. And so if you complete those 2 courses, you're eligible for that certificate of achievements as well. So this is some idea that there is recognition along the way. Many people do work towards all 8 modules, but if you wish to remain more focused, there is also recognition in that way. Outside of PEMAC, there's also recognition when completing those MMP programs, for example, through the Ontario Water and Wastewater Associations. Perhaps you have CPD requirements that you need to make your water certificate maintained, or you're working towards your blue seal. Perhaps you're a CET or you're an engineer, and all of those external organizations do recognize the MMP program as continuing professional development or CEU credits towards maintaining those certifications. So certainly some recognition internally through PEMAC that you can apply to, but as well as externally. So getting started with MMP. We are so happy to be able to partner with Humber Polytechnic, who delivers the MMP program live online and in person for private offerings, training on site. They've got quite a robust experience doing that as well for private organizations. And they have the program available for you to deliver. I will pass it over to Sophie to share a little bit more.
Thank you, Nicole. So yeah, as Nicole has mentioned, this is just a quick snapshot of some of the courses and offerings we have available coming up all the way until the fall term. As you can see, we always do strive to offer all the modules every term. So that gives, learners within the program, and of course for yourself as well, an opportunity to progress through the certificate in a timely way. Now there are, as you can see, offerings on the right-hand side. So there are some dates that are listed there. Most of our offerings are offered in the evenings, Eastern Standard Time. And that's just based off of demand and interest. So we also have some daytime condensed offerings. So that allows you to complete that course within a shorter amount of time. Now, with that said, as I mentioned, it is based off of demand and interest. So if you have, a specific time that works best for you, or if, based off of your schedule, a specific set of dates work best for you, please let us know. We're always happy to, work with our learners and to find opportunities to work around your schedule to make things work for you. Because again, at the end of the day, our goal is always to help support you throughout the program and to make sure that you're successful here with us at Humber. So we're always open to, again, new opportunities, schedules, and working with you to make that happen. Now, with that said, aside from what Nicole mentioned earlier, and Nicole, if you can just move back to that previous slide. Yeah, that's perfect. So with what Nicole mentioned earlier, there are certificates that you can obtain within the Maintenance Management Professional certificate itself. Now, all of our courses are also qualified as micro-credentials. So what that means is once you complete, for example, PEMA 201, Module 1, you will receive a digital micro-credential badge. So that badge is something that many of our learners use. They put it on their LinkedIn profile, they put it on their resume. It's basically another way to provide recognition that, you've completed that course and you have that knowledge. So that's in addition to, the certificates that you would receive officially from PEMAC, just as a way to, again, show recognition that you have completed these courses as you progress throughout everything. All right, next slide, please. So funding opportunities. This is specific to Ontario, but we want to highlight it because, again, we understand that education is an investment at the end of the day. So when it comes to employer funding, there is the Canada-Ontario Job Grant. Now, this grant specifically supports businesses or institutions, organizations that are looking to fund training for their employees. So that provides some sort of financial relief and ensures that the industry stays up to date and supports professional development. So that's one piece. And we also are qualified for the program for OSAP, so that's the Ontario Student Assistance Program, and Better Jobs Ontario. Now, when it comes to OSAP, the one unique thing about the program is because all of our courses are considered micro-credentials, you can apply for funding per course. So that helps provide some sort of financial relief in addition to, moving forward with completing payment for the funds and so forth. So again, altogether, these are some funding opportunities specific to Ontario residents. However, we're always looking for opportunities to provide more funding options just to support our learners and to make sure that, again, everyone has that opportunity and that chance to move forward within the program and so forth. All right, I'll bring it back to Nicole.
That's great. Thanks, Sophie. And so we've shared a lot of information today, certainly. And there's a question here I'll answer in just a moment, but you have a chance now to let us know if there's any questions that you still have outstanding, and we'll answer those. You can type them in the chat. You can also raise your hand, and we'll open up your microphone and get to them. But I'll pause just before I respond to the question here. And Zahid, you go ahead.
Just a quick addition. When I said the MMP does not only have the local importance, but it also has a global importance. I should have mentioned that the curriculum and the content in MMP certification modules are fully aligned with ISO 55000 series. And there are multiple modules of ISO 55000, and every module or every section deals with a specific part or the portion of the asset management, and MMP is fully aligned with ISO 55000 suites. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thanks, great. So we have a question that came in earlier about the completion of the modules, if they do need to be completed in order, modules 2 through 7. And so as I had said, they are sequential for a reason. They make, they flow into one another. And so if you wish to take them in sequential order, you can do that, modules 1 through 8. However, we do understand, certainly also because of the micro-credentialing, but also the scheduling and things like that, that you don't have to complete them in order. We suggest and really that you recommend that you begin with module 1 first. But modules 2 through 7 can be completed in any order that you wish, and those based on scheduling, based on your goals, etc. And module 8 must be completed last once you've completed all of the other 7 modules. There's another question around funding opportunities outside of Ontario, and there is funding available in some provinces. PEMAC has a page that's available of funding opportunities that we find. I will be sure to share a link to that page in a follow-up email with everyone, with links to the Humber schedule and then the funding page and some of the details that Sophie's shared today, specifically around Ontario. There is some of those links on our page as well. But depending on the province that you're in, there is sometimes some opportunity for some employers and job training grants. And some are open and some are not, but there's certainly information that we have found on our site and as a starting point to find out for other provinces outside of Ontario. Another question, how are classes structured to enhance learning and alignment of applications in the industry? I can maybe answer quickly, but you, Zahid, could follow up with some detail. But I do know that in each course, each of the modules, there are a variety of assessment pieces. Some of them are smaller assignments, and some of them are presentations and teachbacks. There is a lot of opportunity for you to use certainly things that are happening in your organization and your role as part of your assessment and project pieces all along the way. And you're able to apply right away that learning on things that are real life examples happening in your organization. I heard several years ago now, but from one participant, that they're learning on Monday and applying by Friday, which is really so exciting because it is real life experiences and examples that you're learning in the class and able to apply to your own organization. I don't know, Syed, if you have more to share on that. But.
You have said everything. I will just add something in there. As far as the structure is concerned, the PEMAC mindset of the learning is very interactive. It's discussion based. Actually, when we are sitting in the classroom, it's not a typical teaching and learning session or the environment. We all are professionals. We are already working in the environment, and when we look at the scope or the potential of the class, there may be several participants who are working in your industry already. So this is not only a learning opportunity, but this is also a networking opportunity for you as well. So if you have a question about a specific industry, maybe someone else has already implemented that idea in their industry, which is similar to you, and we can share with each other. So we learn each other from each other simultaneously. And very importantly, I would say maintenance and reliability is a mindset. It's a culture. It's not a procedure that we go and we take the book and we go to the industry and say, let's start implementing maintenance reliability, step 1, step 2, step 3. It's a cultural thing. It's a mindset thing. And this is what PEMAC equipped their participant and their certified people with. So when you go in there, you go with full competence, regardless of the industry. You will be able to implement those tools and accessories there.
Great questions. We have a few more minutes. Certainly, if there's any other questions, we're here to assist. Let us know if you can put in the chat or raise your hand as well. Been some great questions. I know that Humber has some great schedules coming up as soon as this month, actually, and all summer long, so you don't have to delay in getting started for sure. We have a question around what is the investment? So I'll answer maybe just at a high level, and if Sophie wants to add to that. So their courses are, you register for each course one by one, and you would just pay as you go. They are different. Module 1 is a 15-hour course, and the other modules are 30. So module 1 is the least expensive because it's less hours. And otherwise, you would register directly with Humber for, and Humber sets the schedules and the registration fees. So we can send you the link to all of those fees and things on the website following the meeting.
Yeah, that's great, Nicole. I think you covered exactly what I was going to say. But yeah, like Nicole mentioned, it's the hours, right? The time. Now, when we offer the courses, it is all online based off of, again, demand and interest from our learners. So there is a live online session that happens once per week. Like Nicole mentioned, it is also recorded, so that does provide a bit of flexibility if you ever need to catch up on assessments, or if you need to just review a session. So that's always an opportunity there. And yeah, as Nicole mentioned, we do have our fees listed on our webpage, and we'd be more than happy to share it with you, just so you can have a look and make an informed decision.
I've just shared the link there with their schedules and the fees for Humber. Yeah. Awesome. Great question.
I would say whatever the investment is, ROI is really excellent. So you will get the return on your investment pretty fast. That's more important. You're building your career, you're building that competence, and you're excelling and progressing in your career based on this certification and knowledge.
Great. Thanks, Saeed. And I think one more question is coming in, so we'll stand by for a second, but certainly we will follow up with a copy of the recording and some links that will help to provide you more information on all of the MMP funding and all other elements, and certainly reach out to us anytime. You can find more information on the PEMAC website or on the Humber website. I've also pasted the link in the chat here too. You can reach out to Sophie or myself if you have any other questions about MMP or how to get started. Yeah. Oh, Cassiano has his hand up. Go ahead, Cassiano.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation. First of all, it's very, very interesting, very exciting for sure. The program, I'm a maintenance by heart, I'd say, in a short career in maintenance, but I'm really excited about the maintenance activities. But my question is in regards of I think it was mentioned in the beginning about an active group that currently run events and things like that. Is there a link to access that group? Is there someone that can be that can be emailed to kind of start to engage with the group or something like this?
To network for sure. I can definitely connect with you after. And we have chapters across the country, across Canada. So there is chapter activity happening face to face and online, but we also have online engagement and things of that nature. So I can definitely make sure you're added to all of that communication channels and you are aware of them. On our website, pemac.org, there's event calendar as well. So you'll be able to click on there and see yourself from time to time, but we can make sure you're on the communication list to stay engaged and aware of what's happening.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, thanks everyone. With that to do, we'll thank you all for joining us this evening, this afternoon, wherever you're logging in from. And we appreciate all of the questions and hope that you enjoy the Maintenance Management Professional Program at Humber.